Next on Mountaineer Playbook, I'll introduce you to the new WVU men's basketball coaching staff and tell you how their past experience right here on this floor may prove to be beneficial for this year's team. I'm Aaron Parker, and I'll have that story next.
Straight ahead, West Virginia's men's soccer team starts their search for gold in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament.
Straight ahead, the Mountaineer rushing attack has been one of the best in the country so far this season, and it's led by a man up front they call the Mountain State Mammoth. I'm Patrick McCabe, and Mountaineer Playbook starts now.
The WVU men's soccer team is preparing for the postseason, and head coach Dan Stratford is looking to win his first trophy with the Mountaineers. I'm Zach Anderson.
And I'm Riley McMoyle. WVU basketball is tipping off. We'll look at both the new staff as well as a standout star.
These stories and more coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, a sports magazine show produced by sports and adventure media students right here at West Virginia University.
The postseason is officially underway for the men's soccer team.
And head coach Dan Stratford has a chance to win his first trophy if they win their next match and reach the final. Manny Maradiege has the story.
The WVU men's soccer team concluded the regular season with a 12-1-4 record. And with the conference tournament already underway, senior forward Luke McCormick is relishing the level of competition.
It's good playing with high caliber opponents. It's just fun, and with us playing them week in, week out, we know ourselves that we can compete at that level, which is why we're ranked where we are right now.
The Mountaineers have failed to get past the semifinal round of the conference tournament in each of the last 2 years, although Coach Dan Stratford is confident of breaking that streak.
You've got 4 teams that are in the top 40 in RPI that are all making a great argument for why they should be an at-large for the national tournament. It makes it difficult, but it's what we wanted as well. We wanted that type of challenge, that type of quality, and this year the Sun Belt has delivered.
It's certainly not going to be easy. The Sun Belt Conference has arguably been the toughest conference this year. In 6 out of the 10 weeks, the Mountaineers, Marshall, and UCF have all been ranked as one of the top 5 teams in the United Soccer Coaches Poll this season. The last time West Virginia won their conference tournament, it was Luke McCormick who scored the game-winning goal as a freshman in 2019. Now, 4 years later, the stakes are just as high.
It'd be huge, especially heading into the national tournament as well. That confidence, just getting another ring and silverware, it'd be huge for the program.
Following the conference championship, this team will set their sights on their return to the NCAA tournament after failing to qualify last year. I'm Manny Maradiege reporting for Mountaineer Playbook.
The NCAA tournament is scheduled to start on November 16th and run until the championship on December 11th.
Riley, to some, he's just another piece of the offense, but to the Mountaineers, he's known as the Mountain State Mammoth.
That's right. Offensive lineman Zach Frazier has had a mammoth-sized role in the success of WVU football this season. Patrick McCabe joins us now in the studio with his segment, Playbook Player of the Week. Patrick?
The Mountaineer football team is having its best start to a season in the Neil Brown era at 6-3. And a big part of the Mountaineers' success this season also happens to be a native of the Mountain State. I take a closer look at this week's Player of the Week.
Zach Frazier grew up in Fairmont, just a 30-minute drive down I-79, and has been the Mountaineers' starting center for the last 3 years, or 34 straight starts. He's played a major role in the Mountaineers' streak of 12 straight games with 140-plus rushing yards, and he spoke in his press conference about just how much that stat means to him and the rest of the offense.
You know, to be able to do that's pretty special. So I think it's just like the guys up front, and you know, it goes back to like, we've had injuries, they step in.
His head coach, Neil Brown, also spoke about how vital that stat line and the O-line in general have been to the team's success over the last season and a half.
Yeah, I think that, Yeah, I think proud is the right word. Now we got to kind of keep it up. That's something we've been kind of, I don't know if we've been tracking 140, but we've known we've ran the ball. We've been one of the better rushing teams since we made a calculated decision with about 3 games ago last year that for us to be successful, we needed to kind of steer in that direction.
Frazier was only rated as a 3-star recruit coming out of Fairmont Senior High School and wasn't very highly recruited besides WVU. His former high school coach, Nick Bartek, however, is not surprised to see Frazier proving all of his doubters wrong.
He's one of those guys, you can call it like the Frazier effect, you know, a type of guy who just his presence and him being there, even if he's not necessarily, say, vocal, just by him going through his process, and he's also an alpha male type of guy, he's also the guy doing everything that's supposed to be done and done correctly. It keeps everybody else where they need to be in your program.
If Frazier continues playing at the level he is right now, he could very well be one of the top offensive linemen in next year's 2024 NFL Draft. But for now, all Frazier cares about is putting on the Flying W uniform and representing his home state.
Frazier is not only proving to be a star on the field, but off the field as well. Frazier was just named among 8 semifinalists for the Warfel Trophy. This award is named after 1996 Heisman winner Danny Warfel. It recognizes student athletes who serve others and make a positive impact on society. Finalists will be announced November 28th. Riley, Zach, back to you.
And we wish Frazier the best of luck. What an impressive young man, Zach.
I agree, Riley. And someone else who is making their mark is the WVU interim head men's basketball coach, Josh Eilert. Aaron Parker joins us now in the studio with his segment, Coach's Corner. Aaron?
Zach, Riley, it's been over 6,000 days since a new coach has taken the reins of the WVU men's basketball program, but that streak will be broken this winter. Josh Eilert is set to start his first season at the helm this month. And for his first year in charge, he's bringing in some Mountaineer icons to help lead the way. It's a new era here in Morgantown for the WVU men's basketball team, and this year's squad will have a fresh look to them, as interim head coach Josh Eilert will take over the program after Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins resigned back in June.
I'm the head coach for 10 months, and that's the way I look at it. So I have the opportunity to prove myself and build this program to where it needs to be.
Eilert has been a part of the WVU staff during all of Coach Huggins' tenure, as the Kansas native has worked his way up the totem pole across the past 17 years. After one season at Kansas State, Eilert followed Huggins to Morgantown, first serving as a graduate assistant, before earning a role as the team's video coordinator from 2007 to 2013. Then in 2013, Eilert got promoted to the boardroom, serving as the program's director of basketball operations. And finally, in 2022, Eilert earned himself a role as assistant coach for WVU. And now, this fall, Eilert will take the reins of the program and take his seat as the head coach. Assistant Coach Eilert in year one will be a series of familiar faces, led by beloved former Mountaineers Deshaun Butler, the winningest player in WVU basketball history, and Alex Ruoff, the program's leader in three-pointers made.
When Josh got named coach, just incredibly excited for Josh to keep me on.
Also contributing to Eilert's staff will be former WVU guard Jordan McCabe, who played for the Mountaineers from 2019 to 2021, as well as Dermar Johnson, who played 7 seasons in the NBA and served on the WVU staff last year.
3 of the 4 guys that are on the floor every day, I mean, they've wore the jersey. They've wore the old gold and blue, and they know what it means to the state and these people.
The 2023 Mountaineers will look to learn from the experience of the new coaches and seek a second straight NCAA tournament berth. Coach Eilert and his Mountaineers have already begun their quest for the program's first Big 12 championship, with 2 regular season games under their belt thus far. We wish Coach Eilert and his staff the best of luck the rest of the season. Riley, Zach, back to you.
Josh Eilert's team is looking to improve upon previous seasons, and he's looking at one of his stars to help get them there. We'll introduce you to that player.
And just what is a pumpkin drop? Stay tuned, we'll take you to where they fall, straight ahead.
I'm Kieran Nadzadi, and coming up on Mountaineer Playbook, I'm going to be showing you why pumpkins are falling from the sky.
Mountaineers know. Let's go! Really means let's try. Let's create. Let's explore. And let's do it all together.
With the new season of men's basketball beginning, tensions have been high between players and the NCAA.
Absolutely, Riley. And after Kerr Kriisa was suspended for the first 9 games, and with Raekwon Battle's waiver uncertainty, Ryan Daugherty joins us now, live in the studio, to tell us what he's learned. Ryan?
Riley, Zach, basketball is back in the WVU Coliseum as the men's basketball team opened their season on November 6th against Missouri State. Yet with uncertainty in the offense, interim head coach Josh Eilert is looking for some players to step up. A roller coaster offseason for the WVU men's basketball team continued on October 23rd when the NCAA ruled transfer Raekwon Battle ineligible for the upcoming season. While that decision is currently being appealed, interim head coach Josh Eilert says guys on the bench are going to have to step up.
Certain guys that come off the bench that we're going to get limited minutes are going to have to take up that responsibility and take advantage of that responsibility in terms of what we're going to need to rely on to win games.
Sophomore Josiah Harris played in just 6 minutes a game for the Mountaineers last season. But in the charity exhibition, he played 23 minutes as a starter and finished the game with 12 points and 9 rebounds. The charity exhibition against George Mason on October 27th was the fans' first chance to catch the new team at the WVU Coliseum, and the proceeds benefited the WVU Children's Hospital. WVU won the matchup 85-78. The Mountaineers were led by senior transfer Jesse Edwards, who finished with 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Edwards is a preseason All-Big 12 honorable mention and was named to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award watch list, which is awarded to the top center in college basketball. Senior Quinn Slazinski also added 21 points off the bench and expressed how proud he was of the team after the game.
Yeah, I'm unbelievably proud of my team. Throughout the past summer, just throughout everything, you bring 11 new guys on the team together with the whole new coaching staff. You can say what you want about the game. I'm super proud of my team, how we came together.
The Mountaineers opened their season at home against Missouri State on November 6th and will play 2 more home games against Monmouth on November 10th and Jacksonville State on November 14th before heading to Florida for the Fort Myers tip-off tournament. The men's basketball team was picked to finish 9th in the Big 12 Conference this season. And similar to the football team, Eilert and the rest of the squad will be looking to prove those doubters wrong this season.
Thanks, Ryan. In the world of WVU club sports, the men's volleyball team is preparing for the start of their tournament season.
And I met up with the team to find out what these players have to offer.
After last season's immense success at the national tournament, the men's club volleyball team has high hopes for this season.
I think it's going to go really well. We have a really strong team this year. We got a really good group of freshmen that came in that have really filled out our roster on both the A and B team.
The team has a unique format as the team is separated into 2 different squads. A team that focuses more on aggressive strategies and playing in high-level tournaments, and B team that focuses on the fundamentals.
The team practices 3 times a week, but they place a special emphasis on team building outside of practice in order to increase teamwork and synergy.
Our nationals, so the last day of our play, we kind of just threw everything out on the tournament. It was competitive play, and I think it's the most competitive we've ever played as a team.
The team does a majority of its own fundraising, especially to cover travel expenses, but the team also takes the time to connect with the community.
As getting involved with students and other places within the community to be just more involved and get more ingrained into Morgantown and WVU as a school, while instead of just being the volleyball team.
The team's primary season begins in the spring, where they'll travel all over the country to compete in tournaments. But for now, they're focused on putting in the work to become the best team they can be.
The team has already started off strong after traveling to Penn State to compete on November 4th and 5th to kick off their season.
Wow, Riley. After competing in their first tournament of the year, the volleyball team looks like a smashing success in the preseason.
And speaking of squashing the competition, Pumpkin Drop 2023 took place recently at WVU. Kira Nadzadi joins us now from Studio B at the Media Innovation Center to explain in her segment, Finding Adventure. Kira?
Thanks, Zach. Riley, it's that time of year again when students are being put to the challenge to create devices that protect pumpkins from an 11-story drop. Students and teachers from across the state participated in the 34th annual Pumpkin Drop. It's a competition that hopes to encourage students to seek out careers in engineering. I attended this event to see which pumpkins hit their mark. On Friday, October 27th at 8:30 in the morning, pumpkins were tossed over the side of the Engineering Science Building Tower in Evansdale Campus. Every year, teams of aspiring engineers register to develop intricate inventions designed to protect the pumpkins as they plummet to the ground.
We had to hot glue stuff to the box, like marshmallow bags and stuff like that. And we also used pillows. And we had to get 2 different types of boxes to see which ones worked. And we also used this huge bag to make a parachute.
Teams are judged on the design of their protection devices, how well it protected their pumpkins, and how close they landed to the target.
We really did it because it was fun and because we got to have a lot more time to spend as friends because our classroom is kind of like a family.
The rules and guidelines for the Pumpkin Drop are very specific to help keep the competition fair. They've even regulated the size and type of pumpkins that you're allowed to use. Sorry, little guy. In 1989, the Pumpkin Drop competition was first created for WVU students in mechanical engineering as a fun way to practice what they've been learning.
I look forward to the excitement of the students, the school students who are coming to learn and to see their ideas and the creativity and the work that they've put in to build their pumpkins.
Teams who win the Pumpkin Drop can receive a pumpkin trophy and a $100 check. The university welcomed more than 1,000 students from 50 schools across the state. 243 teams competed from all age groups, ranging from kindergarten to high school seniors. Of the 243 pumpkins launched, only 47 survived the 11-story drop. And the winner is Team 13 from Mountaineer Middle School. Their pumpkins survived the fall and landed only 1 foot and 2 inches from the target. All proceeds benefit the Ronald McDonald House in Morgantown. Zach, Riley, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
What an exciting way to get students interested in engineering, Zach. That's it for this week's edition of Mountaineer Playbook, our sports magazine show where we dive into inspiring stories of coaches, players, and passionate fans who make the sports world truly remarkable. I'm Riley McAmoyle.
And I'm Zach Anderson. Please like and follow our page on Facebook at Mountaineer Playbook. Don't miss the chance to celebrate the heart and soul of the game with us next time on Mountaineer Playbook.